using my other lens to film this video because I finally got this little baby right here. It's so cute. It's a little mic, and I'm drinking some kopi ko coffee. It's really good. It's so good. I didn't always drink coffee, but growing up, when I was like in college, I used to go to my grandparents all the time, and my grandma would put so much creamer in her coffee. And honestly, that's the only way I can drink coffee. I don't like black coffee. I mean, obviously, if I have to, then I will, but I prefer my coffee with a lot of cream. And so this is so good for me. And they come in like little packets. I'll leave a link to the coffee that I drink down below. Happy Friday! Welcome to another Chit Chat. Get ready with me. I'm Christina, your host, and welcome to Christy Vlogs. Oh yeah, and you can call me Christy for short. The thing about having this new mic, I can be really far away from the camera, have a really good lens, and it blurs everything out in the background and it looks good. I'm just excited. Something about good quality, high quality videos really excites me. Like the audio, and it's nice and crisp, and you can hear every single little lisp. I wrote down a couple things that I actually want to talk about today. But before we get started, I'm going to say a little prayer, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to get started by adding some eye drops into my eyes because they're really dry. I'm just using the Lumify little drops. It's supposed to make like your eyes white. I'm gonna leave all the products that I'm using in the description. I'm just starting off by toning my face. How are you guys doing? I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely love these videos. Every single Friday, the whole week, I'm like literally looking forward to filming these videos. I don't know what it is, just I enjoy it. This week on Wednesday, I didn't do a vlog. I actually uploaded a nighttime routine. Can't with this coffee, I need it. I'm almost done with this skin softening serum, but thankfully Amazon is very convenient, and they have already sent me a new bottle. When I apply my serum, I like kind of give my face a massage. I feel like my face retains a lot of water, and so massaging it really helps release it. One of the things that I want to talk about today is about times when we kind of forget how blessed we are to have the things that we do have, and how in moments of where we're struggling and where God finds a way to humble us and open our eyes, like you're actually blessed to even be able to complain. So I'll give you an example of a time where that happened to me. I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. It was Thanksgiving, the same year, earlier that year, my mom had passed away. So holidays, I don't know how I was feeling about holidays. I was just sad. And I just didn't feel like celebrating, We went over to a cousin's apartment to celebrate there. I guess you had to have like a permit on your car or it would get towed. We came to find out my car was towed away. Set the scene for you guys. It was raining, pouring out. And I was really upset because I only had about like $300. I didn't have much money. And so we went to take the car out. They said, we're going to charge you because it's a holiday. We're going to charge you because it's after hours. And I guess because of the holiday or whatever. A whole bunch of things that were going to charge me for. And so I'm over there complaining, like really upset. And then this homeless woman, I'm going to cry just talking about it. This homeless woman, barefoot, okay, barefoot, walking in the rain, comes up to us and just asks for water. It was just so humbling because like, I'm over here complaining because my car got towed and I have to pay this money or whatever. But this lady's literally barefoot walking in the rain, probably has no one. It's Thanksgiving and I'm complaining about this. Like, it's just an example of like how God can use people. Yeah, so that's one of my humbling experience. It's hard to appreciate what you've always had or what the only thing that you know. For example, your mom always cooks for you. Logically, you know that not everybody's like that. Not every mother's going to be the same. That there may be worse or better people as mothers. And so when, let's just say your mother is taken out, you learn to appreciate the things that that person did. But that person not being out of the picture, you can't really appreciate them for those things. So basically it's like you don't appreciate what you don't know. Yeah, that's why I feel like God allows people and things to be removed out of your life so you can appreciate what you have. There's always going to be somebody that has it worse than you. Think about that. So I already did my toner, my serum. Let's do some creams. I'm using this white one. So that leads me to another topic of like God allowing things to be removed in your life and all that. I believe that most things that are created have an expiration date, right? So for example, they create this cream. It has an expiration date. God created man. It has an expiration date. We don't know the expiration date, but there is an expiration date. We can logically say that a person will not live up to 200 years now in these times, right? Or 300 years to make it more exaggerated. Is it logical to say that the earth was created with an expiration date? I had a dream like a month ago. In this dream, I was like zoomed out, like I was in space but looking down on Earth. It was like a digital time clock at the corner of my vision, what I can see, right? It looked like a screen, but I was actually in it. It said 10:17. Someone was to my right. I don't know who it was. I didn't see their face or anything, but they just said, when the earth was created, it already had an expiration. I mean, it makes so much sense. Like, if you think about that way, why do we live our life as if it's going to go on forever? The earth will end. And when I mean everything created has an expiration, I mean like in the physical, like on earth, like physically what we touch, not the spiritual. I think when people are still in the world, they look at Christians and think that it's somewhat like the easier life, the easier path to life to just be a Christian. It's not. Sin is fun and it's attractive to humans, and that's why we're sinners. It's easier to sin than not to. And it's not until you start your walk with Christ that you realize how hard it is. And the more you learn about how to be more like Jesus or Jesus-like, the harder it gets. Because you're like, wow, you can't even think about hating someone. That means a sin. Like it basically, like, even if you just look at another person and you lust for them in your heart, in your mind, you're committing adultery in your heart. So it's like you even have to get to the point where you have to control your thoughts and your emotions, because you can't just get angry at anyone or anything. It's a struggle, but it's worth it if you ask me. I'm gonna use a little bit of the It Cosmetics CC Illumination Cream. Actually, it's pretty beat up, but I actually like how it looks in the sun or the daylight. It leaves like an illuminating effect, basically what it says it does. But you know, not every product does what it says. Even though it's darker than my skin, I like it. Talking about my struggles, or the struggles with being a Christian or a godly woman, how the enemy will like literally send you people to distract you, just basically get you out of your godly ways. He'll send you somebody to make you mad, or someone that has always pushed your buttons the wrong way, or, you know. It's getting dark in here, isn't it? Being on your walk with God and being single, oh, that's a whole nother thing in itself. I still struggle with it, but I know in my heart I have some more peace about it, because it's so good to be single. You have all this free time to really just learn and spend time and build up your relationships with other people, build your relationship with God, set habits, lifelong habits that will transition with you, you know? Like, I think about it like, okay, if I were to get married tomorrow, have kids, have a family, everything, would I have the time, the energy to do what I want to do today? Why am I wasting time? I should be using this time of singleness, this season of singleness, to focus on what's like the foundation. If you have a strong foundation, strong you'll carry that onto your relationships, your marriage, how you live your life. So that's where we're at in our singleness season. It's a struggle, but it's worth it. I think when you change your focus from, or your perspective from like, I'm single, I'm gonna be single forever, to I'm single and I better focus on myself, love myself, and work on everything that I need to work, as well as like God build me up to the person that I need to be, because that day can come at any time where I get swooped up. I make myself crack up. I'm going to use the Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer by Too Faced. This is actually, I think, a very good amount of product for the price compared to like the NARS. I love the way the NARS concealer is like velvety, but I love how much this one has, and honestly I like the way that it sets on the face. This one is also too dark for my skin, but it's okay. This one smells like house paint. I don't think that's a good thing. I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of this Tarte Shape Tape concealer. Is it focusing? So that it brightens it up, because it's really dark. And my favorite face brush by e.l.f. It honestly blends everything in really good. Definitely have to drag it down because of how dark it is. And the neck doesn't really get tanned. Next topic. Also, it's like, I think it's really important to talk about the struggles, like the actual struggles people have with their walk and being a Christian in a world full of people that are strongly against Christians. I thought about this yesterday, literally, when I was watching, there's a family here on YouTube. The channel's called Fearfully Created. It's Marina, Shane, and her children. And I don't know where I left off, but my camera just stopped recording. So basically, when I had heard that she was being unfaithful, not one time, this was over and over again, it made me think, wow, that's really good that they're sharing this, because I feel like most people, most families try to conceal and hide the imperfections of the relationship and the marriage. But it's really important to know what's going on, you know, so that people aren't going into marriage thinking that it's going to be all butterflies and rainbows. There will be temptation. There will be things that go on in a marriage that other people don't talk about that can potentially destroy and pull apart a family or a marriage. I haven't done my eyebrows. I haven't gone to actually do my eyebrows in years, but doing my own eyebrows, it's been a couple of weeks. I already have this one here. I just want to put it back there because I put makeup over it. I already have this one, this one, this one. That one was a pimple. makeup on my nails. I realized makeup is an art and it's fun. So do whatever you want. That's enough. I'm gonna do some powder, but I think I'm gonna add some more concealer. Yeah, let's do that. Right there. Stipple it in with the brush and then finish it off with the sponge. It just gives a better finish. Another thing that I come across that has affected me is when people bring up how I used to be and what I've done in the past. That is probably most likely a tactic of the enemy to try to get me to be discouraged in my walk. I'm just happy that I went through everything that I went through. I was the person that I was, because otherwise I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be able to appreciate where God has brought me out of. I am gonna do some powder. I usually don't do much powder because I don't like how my texture looks. We're gonna do in certain sections. We're gonna do some baking, definitely there. Really press it into the skin. This is the Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder. It's actually a really good drugstore powder. I know I'm not the only one that thinks so. And I'm setting my eyebrows. For some reason, my face looks very white, but in person, it does not. Not at all. Let's just set this area right here. All right. Another of my struggles is being on the fence. That means that, for example, there's a man, he's sitting on a fence. To the left or to the right, let's just say to the left of the fence is God. To the right of the fence is the devil. So the time, he has to pick one, right? But he doesn't pick one. He stays on the fence. The time runs out. They go away. God goes away. The devil goes away. The devil comes back and says, oh, I forgot something. You, let's go. The guy said, but I didn't pick God and I definitely didn't pick you. And the devil says, well, you're on the fence and the fence is mine. And he takes him. Basically, what this is saying is that because you're not picking either or, you're in the middle, you're in between, you're picking the devil. You're picking the world over God. You can't be in the world and be with God. It's one or the other. Think about that. So that's why it's been a struggle for me, because it's not, nobody said it would be easy. I'm just adding some neutral eyeshadows to my eyes. So I'm a big dreamer and I journal my dreams. So months ago, I had a dream. In my dream, I was like on a vacation or something by the beach. And according to my dream, I had a boyfriend. And my boyfriend was like, oh, let's go buy some bread. So there was this man, it was like a shopping cart and he sold bread. And there was like a 3-pack of breads and they looked round. They were round breads with like a little cross in the center of them. And I guess the person that was selling them was giving out like samples. The person in my dream that was my boyfriend apparently said, here, try one. I didn't want to try it. I was hesitant to try it. And then finally he like put it in my mouth and I just ate it, right? And I looked down at the cart and there was a bunch of the little breads with only a bite on them and they had put them back and they threw them back. And so finally there was a decision to be made whether I ate the bread or not, and I made the decision to eat it. And so I tell you this dream because we're talking about lukewarm Christians. Okay, so in John 6:35 it says that I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. So who is the bread of life? Jesus is. He is basically saying that he is essential for life, spiritual bread that brings spiritual life. Coming to Jesus involves making a choice to forsake the world and follow him. Believing in Jesus means placing our faith in him, that he is who he says he is, that he will do what he says he will do, and that he is the only one who can. So in the dream, this is what I wrote down. My conclusion. Wrap this up. I had to make the choice whether to follow the world or to follow Jesus. In my dream, I was hesitant to eat the bread, but I did. The half-eaten bread that remained in the cart symbolized those who are not all the way in Jesus, but are also in the world. So basically, this is what the Bible says about lukewarm Christians. This is Revelations 3:15. I know your works, that you are neither cold nor hot. I could wish you were cold or hot. So then because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will vomit you out of my mouth. You have to make a choice. You being neither cold nor hot, basically you being on the fence and not picking either or, is what will cause you to be vomited out of his mouth. You have to make a choice. And then I think about it, it's like, okay, not making a choice is making a choice, because you're not with God regardless. There are some things that I kind of wanted to talk about, like acting on your emotion, on your feelings, and not on faith. We need to stop relying on our feelings and our emotions to dictate what we do. Like, we can't act on those things because feelings and emotions are not reliable. They're always changing. It's hard to detach from our feelings and emotions and act as if they're not there or taken into consideration. It's not to say that your feelings are not valid. They are. We're living a human experience, and we're here to experience every emotion there is. And so an example of this is you're very angry and you act out on the anger that you have, and you do something, you know, you wouldn't do if you weren't angry. You break your phone. Let's just say that's a little exaggerated, right? But let's be honest, when we're angry and we act on our anger, we do things that later on we regret. So act on truth and not something as fickle as our emotions that are constantly changing. What do you know to be true, and act on that. Let's just finish this up because I have to go back to work. I want to do a tiny bit of like a dark brown eyeshadow, but this dark brown one down here. We're gonna use a little angled brush to make like a winged liner, or basically just make it a little darker up there. She a granny. I'm just brushing it. I hope nothing I've said in today's video is offensive to you guys, but I know that we're all human and there's going to be things that offend others. And so if I do offend you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize, and I hope that you only take this as my opinion, my perspective, what I know to be truth for me. And don't think that I'm sitting here trying to convince you to believe my truth, because I'm not. It's just how I see things, if that makes sense. And this is very, very subtle. Let's curl the lashes. This is a new mascara I'm trying out. It's L'Oreal Telescopic. But I guess it's probably a new packaging that they have. It's not bad. I miss my lash extensions. Do you see that? Whoa. Oh, there's a big bald spot right there. You can actually achieve like those soapy brows that people like with this gel. All right, we're basically all done with the face. But we're gonna do some black eyeliner. We're just gonna tightline the top of my lashes. And then we're gonna do some lip liner. This one's by L'Oreal. Color Rich. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat get ready with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend. I love you, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. 1, 2, 3, action. Stay tuned for a video every Wednesday and Friday. I'll see you next week. I love you. Bye.